This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Hi, my name is Igor Kheifets, and this is The List Building Lifestyle, the only podcast which delivers cutting-edge conversion strategies from the online trenches straight to your earbuds. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. I also invite you to grab a free copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle. Welcome back to another edition of the List Building Lifestyle with your host, Igor Kheifets. A lot of people talk to me about why I insist on using email as my primary weapon of marketing influence today, even though there's so many different medias that they're literally popping up everywhere. I mean, we're talking all the social media involved, there's push notifications, there's SMS marketing, there's all this stuff. And yet, throughout the years, I've never moved away from using email as my primary weapon of influence on the internet. And the reason is really, really simple. If anything, I believe that email only got stronger. And yes, I know that the email open rates have gone down across the board. And I know that the email click-through rates have gone down across the board. And that today, it's absolutely normal to be emailing 1,000 people, only have about 80 of them open the email, and only have about 8 clicking the link. I know that, and that's perfectly fine with me. You see, the consumer, as we know him or her, has changed compared to the kind of consumer we used to work with about 5 to 10 years ago. Today, consumer does not want to talk to anybody. The consumer just wants to get online and do their own research and then make a decision to buy from a reputable source of merchandise or information. Now, what this means is that the consumer doesn't want to pick up the phone anymore. The consumer doesn't want to chat with you. The consumer doesn't want to quote unquote waste time on being sold. And of course, let's not forget the amount of skepticism. I mean, the skepticism levels that the consumer is walking around with right now are ridiculous, because you can't really, talk to anybody without them being afraid of you selling them something. In fact, I think last year, a couple of years back, I saw this video where a homeless person was offering money to people who needed it, where, he would approach people standing next to a traffic meter or a parking meter and who were like looking for change, and he would offer them change to pay for their parking. And they would literally not take the change. Many would get suspicious. And one guy even told him, to go F himself. Which was, really fascinating to see when a person who is in need, right, is offering you something when you don't really need it. All of a sudden, we turn upside down, and inside out, and we get really hostile and aggressive with that person. But this is just to illustrate that people are super skeptical, and they do not want to talk to you on the phone, via chat, or in any other form in order to make a buying decision, because they're afraid of being sold and pressured into purchase. Now, with that in mind, this is why I believe email will only get stronger as we go along on the internet, regardless of how much media will keep popping up. You see, the only media that allows us to have a conversation, a dialogue with our customer without our customer really noticing this dialogue is email. The only media that allows us to position ourselves properly in front of the customer as a trusted authority is email. And by far, the only media that drives people to purchase things online is still email. And it is leading by a large gap, by the way. It is not a neck and neck, sort of race against Facebook. No, email is 60% more likely to bring someone towards a point of purchase than any social media outlet out there. Now, back to what I just said about conversation. What is that conversation? You see, when we communicate with our potential customers through email, and if we do it right, it feels like a one-on-one chat, like a conversation you have with a friend over coffee. Now, not surprisingly, Google has been encouraging people who are building websites, building content-rich websites, to build their sites with the same goal in mind. They're now encouraging people to write content and produce content and give advice in the same way that you would give it to your best friend. That's what's considered to be, quote unquote, good SEO. Now, what this creates, though, is the feeling of trust and empathy right, between you and your customer, which ultimately leads to the sale. And the fact that you're using email as your primary media will only allow you to be perceived as a trusted authority by your customer, because the companies that have email lists and are doing a good job of emailing you are usually trusted. That's what we learned to believe in the last 5 to 10 years or so, with the incredible rise of email marketing and, in general, internet marketing within, on our planet, if you will, right? Because, in the last 5 years, we've seen incredible rise of the e-commerce industry. We've seen explosions in the business opportunity space. The MLM space has been finally moving in on the internet, even though a lot of people are still doing cold calls and hotel meetings, which is surprising to me. But email is going to be the media, because people are still conditioned to buy through email. They're conditioned to take advice from email, and email, when it comes to just sheer numbers, almost everybody has an email address, but only, I think, about 20 or 25% of the amount of people that have an email address have a Facebook account. So just something for you to keep in mind next time you're choosing as your primary media. Now, you may be wondering, okay, Igor, so are you saying that I should not be on social media at all? Should I forget about my Instagram account? Should I forget about my Snapchat account? Should I completely drop my Facebook status updates? Well, in my humble yet accurate opinion, yeah, you don't really need it. I think it's a waste of time. But if you insist on using social media in your marketing arsenal, the first thing you have to remember is that this is not about branding. Nothing that you do on social media brands you as anything. Most people think, at least most people I spoke to recently, they believe that posting motivational quotes on Facebook and Instagram brands you as an expert, brands you as a motivational speaker or whatever. That is not true, okay? Because everyone and their brother is posting motivational posters on their Facebook wall. In fact, nobody offers any unique opinion on anything on Facebook these days. They just repost each other's quotes. Now, the other element of social media is that it could be used as a supporting mechanism for your overall marketing strategy, where it's another media where you can engage your audience. But the problem with social media is that you're not going to be engaging anywhere near close the amount of people you think you will be. Let's just take Facebook, for instance. The problem with Facebook is that you get only to reach about 6% of your friends and audiences. So if you got a Facebook fan page with 1,000 likes, any post that you publish will be only seen by maybe less than 50 people or so. And that's on a good day. If you got 1,000 friends, then on average, only about 5 people will see your post. Now, if you got 500,000 fans or more, that number is further decreased down to 2%. Now, you'd be asking yourself, why? Why would Facebook do something like that? Well, the answer is simple. Facebook is there to make money. That's the number one purpose that Facebook is driven by, just like any corporate giant, okay? And if their number one purpose is to make money and their number one income stream is advertising, then they will do anything in order to minimize organic reach and maximize your necessity to buy ads. In fact, we can also see the same trend when it comes to actually running ads on Facebook, which we've been doing lately, because I just wanted to prove to people that I don't just yell about things not working, but I can actually prove it now. So with Facebook, what's funny is that you can have a good ad running, and all of a sudden you wake up the next day and they double the cost per click and the cost that it takes you to reach somebody within your audience without any changes whatsoever. Now, these changes actually have nothing to do with you, right? So you didn't change anything about your landing page, you didn't change anything about your ads, and you didn't change anything about the demographics of the people you're trying to reach. But what Facebook didn't tell you is that they will increase their prices unexpectedly and without announcing it if it's seasonal. So for instance, if you're running your ads and you're just about to hit, Easter or Passover, if you're Jewish, guess what's going to happen? Because the e-commerce traffic goes up during those times where people go online to buy, gifts and stuff like that, Facebook will automatically increase everybody's cost per click and cost per impression, because they know that everybody will be advertising and they'll make a ton of money. Just like just like any other corporate giant that will increase their prices during busy season, like say the hotel business or airline companies who will intentionally double the plane ticket prices just because they know that people have to get places. They have to travel and they have no choice, and they all have this agreement between them. Okay, let's double the prices tonight and we will all make a lot of money during the holidays. So, next time you are considering whether or not to invest 2 hours per day growing your organic Facebook following, posting on your Twitter account, or do something useful and actually grow your email list so you can mail that list and make some money, now you know where you need to put your time and effort and money in order to make the most ROI with your investment. So this is Igor. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the List Building Lifestyle. And until next time we chat, have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the List Building Lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play to never miss an episode. Because who knows, just one conversion tactic we share on the show might double your list and double your business. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. And don't forget to claim your complimentary copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. This is Igor Kheifets, and until next time we talk, have a good one.
This is the podcastfactory.com.